had more important things to do.
Totally. Oh!
I was just about to be dropping lore left and right.
We had no idea. They just sprung it on us. It's too...
We're here and we're
live.
We are live.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't mind revealing secrets to you all. To the world.
I imagine that there's the commercial right now, so it's fine.
Welcome to Knights of Prospect, everybody.
Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. I wonder if we're in a commercial or if we can be seen and heard.
I think we can be seen and heard. I'm looking at the Twitch right now, and folks can
nice.
folks can see our magical adventures as they happen.
Great. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Knights of Prospect. We're going to be doing a little role-playing adventure for you all. My name is Kaylee Kane. I play Vil, the Forest Revenant, best shot in the Riverlands, and friend to her duck and almost no one else. Rob, say hello.
I am Rob. I am. My name is Rob Mulligan. I play the character Ronaldo Francis Mackay the Fourth, who on last adventure jumped off a tower with an enchantedly loud, explosive voice onto a giant octopus with a flaming sword. I had the flaming sword, not the giant octopus. Just to be clear. That's a confusing sentence because there was a lot of things in it, but Ronaldo did all of them. And he's the bard, and currently, just a lot's happened. He's going through a lot. Sumit!
Hey, my name is Sumit. I play Raspberry, Snowberry. I'm a cleric. And last show, me and Vil did some big-time damage to the big bad guy's ship. We exploded half of it. We found flammable vials. We threw them against the wall. We exploded it. We survived.
Yeah, we found a mysterious hula hoop, and we stole a bunch of magic fire explosions.
Oh, we should have kept some. We just threw them all, and then we ran away.
We did throw every explosive we could find into the basement.
Would have come in handy.
It's like you discovered a bunch of solid gold atom bombs, and you only needed you decided to just use them all.
We really wanted to sink that boat.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Amazing.
Jelly?
All right. My name is Kylie Rolensick. I play Jelly, the 11-year-old human child, to reiterate the 11-year-old status, thief. And I'm a mischievous little, a little quick-footed, sort of gritty sneak who likes to acquire things that aren't mine and really leverage that for adventure and glory and fame. And so, as of now, I'm currently seeking triumph with my fellow Knights of Prospect, and just every day's an adventure. And glory comes to us. I can sense it and I can feel it.
And it has.
And it has, and it shall continue.
And my name is John Serpico. I am the game master. It's my job to give all of these Knights of Prospect stuff to do and stuff to entertain them and stuff to challenge them. And it's also my job to provide the occasional quick summary of where we are, which I'm going to do right now. Yeah. So as Vil and Ronaldo and Raz and Jelly hinted at, much has happened. But in a lot of ways, this episode, which is episode 37, for those of you following at home, it's kind of something like a new beginning. The big, evil, super bad mega boss, Archmage Akka, is dead. And his last line of defense, an enormous magical octopus that's been threatening Tower Town, is also dead. And now, there's kind of this there are new adventures on the horizon. This really is kind of like a new season in a lot of ways because, the Knights of Prospect have to deal with a lot of the aftermath of everything that has of everything that has happened. So for those in the chat that are just starting to watch now, fantastic and welcome. And this is definitely a good one, because all you need to know at the end of the day is this: the Knights of Prospect are the finest heroes in the Riverlands. It is their job to protect the Riverlands from threats and make sure that justice is meted out equally amongst the people. They are currently headquartered in Tower Town, which has unfortunately been very badly damaged in a giant battle. So that's really it. That's all we need to know. And let's start right there. How about that?
How immediately after the battle are we starting, I guess is my question. Are we starting in media res?
Well, Ronaldo, since you asked, it is up to you. Is it in medias res or 1 day later?
I'll say 1 day later, because I don't know if I could talk, because my voice would still be enchanted.
That is very fair. So it's been a day, and Vil and Ronaldo, actually all four of you, really have spent a day recovering from the most grievous of your injuries. All of you have been kind of badly wounded, justifiably so, from what could best be described as an entire city coming face to face with death and barely surviving. Mm-hmm. So over the last 24 hours, under the watchful eye of Raz, many of you have been healed to the point where you're able to walk around. So if anyone ended last session at less than half hit points, go ahead and bring your hit points right up to half.
Oh, good.
So there is
that is me.
We can bring it to half hit points.
Bring it to half of your full hit points. Yeah,
I'm at 8.
Excellent. So let's you don't really have time to convalesce, and I'll tell you why. Thanks to the efforts of the Knights of Prospect, Tower Town is now safe. But the issue is that safe is kind of a relative term. The battle between the Knights and the enormous magical octopus has resulted in tremendous damage to buildings all across the city.
Yes.
The government buildings that surround the tower are in ruins, which means there is no functioning central government. The wharfs in Tower Town's harbor are all destroyed, meaning that relief, when it does come, is going to be slow. The Arcane College dormitories are destroyed, meaning that Tower Town has over 100 now homeless young wizards. Streets are full of debris. Private homes have been leveled. It's a rough spot to be in, without a doubt. Tobias and some of the other Knights of Prospect have freed Archmage Basia. Archmage Basia, for those of you watching at home, is the de facto ruler of Tower Town that was imprisoned by the big scary bad guy, Archmage Akka. And essentially Archmage Basia and some of the other knights are working to reestablish the basic functions of local government. But all of you have a task that is, in a lot of ways, just as important. The four of you need to save the Elk Crest farmhouse.
Oh, right.
The Elk Crest farmhouse is a hunting and forestry collective in the outskirts of Tower Town, and it is in very rough shape. The giant octopus had, in her fury, hurled a piece of statuary at it, which is a full mile, by the way, and it crashed through the farmhouse. It collapsed the roof. It destroyed one of the walls. It made a mess of literally everything inside. So we're just going...
Did it destroy the wall that we had previously destroyed and painted a mural on?
Roll 2d6, Phil.
5.
It did.
Ugh.
Dang.
So it's in bad shape. And let's actually just put the four of you right there. You're on the scene. When everything settled down and when Ronaldo, you were able to walk again, that was something that the four of you decided we have to go there.
My voice is a little hoarse because the enchantment was very harsh on it.
That's all right. I don't think there will be any singing necessary today, Ronaldo. Thank you.
And also, I think I swallowed a lot of blood, which I didn't like.
I'm sorry, Ronaldo. I did the best I could.
No, you did a great job. I just, ow, ouch. I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah. You look like you're in a ton of pain the way you're curled up on the floor like that.
Well, it was a comfy position. I don't know.
Ronaldo, do you want maybe some
No.
solves or perhaps something I can? Do you want
like a
hand
nice. What about a
cream?
nice smelling cream? A cream that smells nice.
Absolutely. I take out a very strong smelling cream for
Oh
Ronaldo.
my gosh!
I
Is that
just
garlic or burnt hair? I don't
transfer
know.
it. Yes. I transfer it right to his hands.
That feels delightful, but God, it smells.
There you are. I made it myself
Thank
in
you.
my backyard bog. Please enjoy. I have plenty more.
I always forget your backyard has a bog.
I
Well,
love your BYB is amazing.
I love your BYB.
Thank you. I originally created it to preserve Raz's body after I accidentally killed him, but it's been just serving as a lovely place to brew new salves these days. So thank you, Raz, for that opportunity.
Happy to sacrifice my body for your bog.
Of course. Feeling better, Ronaldo?
Yeah, smelling worse, but feeling better.
Yeah. Man, this place is completely destroyed.
Yeah, it is. You all approach, and Vil, the Elcrest farmhouse has been so meaningful to you for many, many years, but over the last year, it's really become important for all of you. Before you were officially in the Knights of Prospect, the Elcrest farmhouse was as close to a headquarters as you all had, and your fates really are intertwined with this place, with its caretaker Wilma, with the young hunters and orphans and all of the various folks that come here and use this place as it's intended, as this kind of big community center. And it's technically still standing. That's probably the best thing I could say about it. And there are a number of things that need fixing. In point of fact, there are 4 things that you're all going to have to find a way to make a dent in. Well, I'll put it to you this way: there are 4 things, and number 4 is probably the most important. But we'll get to that at the end. The first is that people are hurt, including Wilma. The second is that the roof needs to be rebuilt. The third is that the farmhouse needs money, and then the fourth is that there is something very special that the farmhouse needs. And in point of fact, we'll kind of set that up right now. Wilma, the caretaker, her arm is in a sling. She has her hair tied back, and it's very clear it's to hide the fact that she probably is bleeding from somewhere up there. But she gathers you around the table, one of the few tables that hasn't been smashed apart by collapsing the roof. And she looks at all of you and says, "Well, you all look like you've been through it too."
Raz, do you have any healing to offer to Wilma, please?
Yes, I am currently trying to heal her, and it does not seem to be working. Wilma, can you stand up straight for a second?
Yeah. Hold on. And she sounds like a ship creaking in the ocean. But she kind of gets herself stood up.
God.
I'm going to cast Cure Moderate Wounds on her.
All right, roll it and tell me what you get.
Ooh, 5.
Okay. So that's that's a failure. You needed a 7 or higher, and you get up and you try to kind of call down the voice of Enteresh to kind of infuse you with the healing energies. And the thing is, it's like there's no echo in here. It's like sound isn't escaping. And Wilma, kind of sees on your face the effort that you're putting into this, and she kind of nods her head solemnly and sits back down. Well, it's as I have feared.
Oh, well, Wilma, for what it's worth, you look good as a redhead. I know it's blood from your head that's changed the color of your hair. I'm so sorry.
That's not appropriate. Raz, do you have any idea what's going on?
It seems like there's some kind of magical force that's sort of keeping me from being able to access Antaresh.
Like a curse of some kind?
But yeah, like a curse of some kind, exactly.
What exactly was thrown that ripped off this roof again? Could that be responsible?
Wilma gets up and is kind of gets a cane or kind of a big walking stick and leans on it fairly heavily and takes you all outside. The statue itself is sitting in a field, kind of half sunk into the loamy soil. And it is the statue. Let's see what the statue is of. Each of you give me a sentence about it.
This statue is currently face down in the soil, emitting a light purple glow.
This statue is of one of the most famed hunters to come out of Tower Town. I'm not even sure if he's a real person or was a real person. It's more of a myth, kind of a local legend. His name was Razadek, and he was supposedly a pretty good shot.
Yeah, so it features Razadek, and he's holding in one hand a marmot by the tail, and in the other hand, he's holding a rabbit by the ears, which both he is presumably captured on a hunt.
And it's not in good shape. The statue's not in good shape. It's been defecated on quite a bit, and nobody's cleaned it off in a while. It's kind of distasteful.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would do that.
And also, that means this has been thrown. There's someone defecated on it, and it was thrown across a mile, and it stayed on the statue, which is the most horrifying part.
That's right.
It's really not a laugh
magic,
Raz. Raz, this is a look. I know that.
I forgot about that part.
It was just
traveled a long way.
Some guy, but it is a statue that's important to the.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm sorry. I don't mean disrespect to any hunter.
Yeah, this is serious, I think.
So this is it's in one way very serious, just deadly serious. In another, more abstract way, it is ironic not to the point of being funny, but maybe
slightly funny.
No.
Well,
because
I'm not laughing, I'm crying.
Yeah.
It's just that it appears that what defecated on him were many birds, and Razadek was known for being able to shoot a bird right out of the sky.
And so all of those birds
repay.
So now that the statue's been destroyed, the birds finally have revenge for generations.
lightly encrusted with bird shit.
Which, as a concept, is funny, but in reality, this is a very serious,
very disrespectful to the man who shot birds.
When you think about the meaning behind the defecation that occurred, it's serious business.
It is. This statue is a piece of human culture.
That's true.
So that's really the issue. You all actually, whoever's feeling lucky, give me a discern realities roll.
I'll do it.
Plus wisdom. All right, Ronaldo.
Pow. 7.
All right, so it makes sense that you take the lead because as a bard, your training is in legends of past heroes, and as as you're a son of Tower Town, Razadek the Hunter is one of the famed heroes of Tower Town, so you know a lot about him.
Mhm.
The issue here, the fact that essentially magic and even holy healing magic is deadened here, and the statue is toppled over, and there's a kind of a faint purple glow kind of exuding off of it. The combination of this statue being effectively destroyed and the farmhouse effectively being destroyed, in essence, harmed the natural spirit of this place. Like, that's the issue, is this place is kind of profoundly imbalanced in terms of where it is. And Vilt, from your perspective, it's, you know, it's one of those things where each of you kind of see the same thing through a different lens. Vil is someone that's deeply connected to nature, and even more so after your rebirth. You know, it means that just the spirit of nature is not reaching out and protecting this place, which is deeply troubling considering what the Elcrest farmhouse should be. The Elcrest farmhouse should be. Ronaldo, to you, it's that line between kind of bardic magic and glamour and all of that. Like, that's imbalanced. Raz, for you, it's almost like this place got knocked off its ley line. And Jelly, for you, this place is broken because it's a big mess. So the four of you are kind of seeing the same issue through your own perspectives. But all of you kind of come to, and you got a 7, right, Ronaldo?
I got a 7.
Okay. So there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is there is a way for you to restore the spirit of the farmhouse. The bad news is that it is really hard to do. So we are going to build that together. So I want one of you to say what is it that is needed to restore this building, restore the natural spirit of the building.
Well, naturally, we need to restore the statue of Razadek to its former location and glory. Doing so, however, is not just a matter of moving it from one place to another. We have to reinstate the spirit of it, so to speak.
And additionally, the statue's been damaged, so we need to find every little chipped piece of it to help it restore itself to its former glory, no matter how small and annoying it might be.
And we need to restore a sense of spirituality to this place. And what that means is restoring it as a place where people are helped. So whether it's orphans, whether it's people who are injured in the battle, whether it's the infirmed, just set this place up as a place where people can heal physically and emotionally.
We have to reinstate a certain level of hygiene, I think, as well, in order for it to regain a status as an eatery that meets basic health code. And that it's also going to involve cleansing the statue of the bird feces.
Yes. So in summarization,
You had it right the first time, actually.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. In summarization, what we need to do is turn the Elcrest farmhouse into a place where people can heal, meaning we have to heal people in the farmhouse. In order for that to happen, the farmhouse needs to be clean. So we need to clean the farmhouse. And in order to be able to heal people in the farmhouse, we also need to reinstate the statue and the spirit of the statue, meaning that we have to travel to the shrine of Razadek, and we have to ask for his permission.
Yes. That's kind of the big first step. Phil kind of laid it out very, very precisely.
My summation.
The summation was incredibly accurate. This statue of Razadek is Razadek's, kind of, it's the way that people honor him in Tower Town. But the shrine is where he died. And you essentially need to go there and commune with his spirit in order for you to do all of those things. So the big question is, to anyone who's feeling lucky, why is the Shrine of Razadek so hard to get to?
Well, the legend of Razadek was that he actually slain. He's known for being a good shot in slaying birds, but ultimately it was because he slayed the Rock, a giant winged creature, and where he died, well, that was in a rock's nest, which is on top of a very tall mountain.
And so you load up provisions and head east into the Riverlands. Vil, give me 2d6 plus your wisdom.
Oh boy, that's bad. 5.
Okay, well,
Put
we're
those
gonna
guys in jail.
we're gonna get to that at the very end of your journey. Then.
No.
But the journey itself, you're all heading through the some of the beautiful and older forested corners of the Riverlands to get to this Rook's Roost. And it's giving you plenty of time to talk and reflect on everything. The days go by deep in this conversation between all of you.
Yes, I'm waking everybody up just before sunrise every morning. Good morning, Ronaldo.
Why? Why is it a good morning?
Well, we want to have camp packed up before the sun comes up. It's the perfect time to begin the day's journey. Everybody put your provisions back. The fire has been stamped out. Good morning,
Why
Raz.
did you stamp out the fire? I was going to make coffee. Oh.
I'm hungry.
Ronaldo, did you bring your coffee pot?
Of course I brought my coffee pot.
I told you that's too much weight. It's no wonder you're so tired and need to sleep.
I brought my travel mocha pot.
Your travel mocha pot is solid gold, Ronaldo. It's too heavy.
It's a good conductor of...
Good morning.
See, Raz is in a good mood.
Raz,
Because Raz travels light. Raz got plenty of sleep last night.
I've been up for 3 hours praying to Enteresh.
All Raz eats is dry oatmeal. So
that sounds like his problem.
he doesn't have any weight at all. Jelly,
Quite
good morning.
Good morning. So early. God, I'm a growing boy.
You are a growing boy. That's why tonight you're going to go to bed as soon as we lay camp. You're going to eat dinner while we're moving to save time. All right? That's the new plan. Ronaldo, you can be on the little boy's schedule if it's better for you. And Raz and I will take the first watch. All right? Off we go. The sun is rising. No time like the present.
God Lord.
I love presents.
Yeah. So the days continue much like this. A mix of contemplative reflection and Vil's drill sergeant-esque commitment to being early to bed and early to rise and exhausting yourself on the march in between.
I have noticed, though, that everybody does appreciate some unstructured social time to talk at the end of the night. So I have set aside about a half hour in our schedule each night for unstructured social time. So
Phil, you don't need to announce that it's unstructured social time. we can just have a conversation before we wind down.
Yeah, because
now's the time for the conversation due to it being time in the schedule for unstructured social time.
Great. Very good. Very, very good.
What would anyone like to say to each other? Ronaldo, if you have nothing to say, I'm going to cut social time short.
No, well, it's not. Oh my goodness.
quick, someone think of something to say. We only have 30 minutes.
We only have 30 minutes.
I know I ask this on every journey, but is there a good place to go to the bathroom around here? Because I really have to...
I mean, we can out in the woods, I guess. We're in the woods, kind of.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
don't go too far, Raz.
He's using social time to.
Yeah, Raz really
It
should
was
have.
there was no scheduled time to go to the bathroom.
That is true. There was no scheduled time.
It's true. I've been holding it all day, waiting for the scheduled bathroom break.
Do I need to build in bathroom breaks? I thought we all just use the bathroom as we walk.
Wait,
Is that what was on your leg?
is that what you're doing, Bill?
What? When I run up ahead to check the path, that's a euphemism. Checking the path.
Checking the
I
path.
thought you were.
What are you checking? What is it a euphemism for?
The
Raz,
path.
for the
path of-
path.
What is a path referencing?
Raz, go use the bathroom.
I'll be back. You think about this metaphor. I'll be back.
I'm gonna go to bed because I've already. Well, fine. I won't go to bed. Let's
I
talk
feel-
about how.
I build in social time, and all you want to do is interrogate me about my bathroom time.
That
And
was all Raz. Oh, look, I think we're just driving each other a little nuts right now, and I think
Yeah.
I would like some unstructured me time. I'm gonna read a book. I brought a book with me on the journey.
What book?
The Sound of Light and Magic. It's great.
What
It's good.
Ronaldo doesn't know is that I took that book with me.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go read it right now. Where?
Oh.
I'm sure it's here.
Can you read us a passage? Maybe we can
yeah,
do
yeah,
that for.
Sure. My God, we've been robbed.
What?
We've been. It's not here. It's in my. It's like the only thing I have in my pouch. Basically.
Okay, if we were robbed, I would know. I could smell a thief a mile away, and it wasn't me.
Ronaldo, are you suggesting that somebody robbed us and they stole your little magic romance novel?
It's not a
And
romance
not-
novel. It's an adventure novel.
Well, okay, Ronaldo.
It's a histories. It's basically based on the histories of the Riverlands, but it's a loose metaphor for how the monarchy operates and the injustices it perpetuates and the small. I don't have to justify myself. I don't have to justify the things I like.
Okay, Ronaldo.
I like
So
coffee and I like my book, and I'm sad it's missing.
You're suggesting that somebody came to our camp, they stole your history book, and they left your
It
gold-
is in fact fiction, but it is lightly based. It's not important.
Well,
It's fine. I'm
I'd
just gonna
say-
go lie down. Go lie
okay.
down and pout.
Huh.
Everybody's in a bad mood because they didn't go right to sleep when it wasn't their watch.
Yeah. God, I can't think straight. I'm so tired. My hands are sweating. I think I'm hitting puberty.
You might be, Jelly.
That is definitely how I felt.
What age do humans hit puberty?
I don't know. I'm 11 and a half. Maybe that.
About 12 to 15, I think, is the range.
Well, Jelly, you're either hitting puberty, or it could be because we haven't had a real rest in 3.5 days. Does that sound right to everybody?
That definitely sounds right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a real rest right now.
Look how shiny. My hands are glistening with sweat.
Don't get those away from me. I don't want to touch your hands. Your wet puberty hands.
Okay, I'm back. Did you guys find something to talk about?
No.
And so the journey continues. Yeah, there's just that general saltiness, and you're all kind of thinking about the why of it. It's been many days since you well and truly slept. There was a battle at sea. There was a battle on land, and when all was said and done, your home, both generally in terms of Tower Town and the Elcrest farmhouse itself are badly damaged, and all of that kind of leads to this great spirit of discontent. You carry all of that with you as you approach the foothills of the mountain. And the day is clear and crisp and beautiful if you were all in better spirits. You look up. In point of fact, it's a clear enough day that you can see straight through to the summit. Sitting just below the summit is this small stone shrine to the hunter Razadek. And because of that 5 that was rolled earlier,
Oh no.
perched upon it, resplendent in the icy light, is a large razor-beaked rock. Essentially the size of... It's essentially a small house with wings.
All
A
right.
beak
I'm so
3
tired
feet
of
long.
giant animals.
I wish we had Hazel on this.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, look at that thing.
Why doesn't everyone wait on the ground for a moment? And I'm going to see if I can get a closer shot. I'm going to step into the nearest tree to me and would I be able to step out of a tree closer to the shrine, but step out of it not onto land, but onto a branch closer to the level of the shrine?
You could. This shrine is up above the tree level by 50, 100 feet, something like that. But you kind of have one tree in mind that would be within kind of range of your bow, but not right on top of it. Describe what this looks like to everybody.
I concentrate on the tree nearest to me. I sort of, you could say, meditate for a moment, and I'm absorbed by the closest tree. And then it looks like my body is sort of recreated on the other side in a tree closer to the shrine.
You emerge kind of perched on a branch, and because you're now at altitude, the temperature dropped 10 degrees. There's a brisk air, a breeze that's kind of shaking the leaves, and the rock is perched now 50, 60 feet away on top of this little circular shrine to the hunter. It is, now that you're close enough, you see that there is a very large nest that, ironically enough, is built at the foot of the shrine. And the rock is on top of the shrine, kind of looking into its nest. Vil, you have a close enough view. Do you want that nest to be empty or full?
Oh, full of eggs for dinner, of course.
All right, roll 2d6.
Ronaldo has popped a squat and is sitting crisscross applesauce waiting for Phil.
7.
Okay, so it does have eggs in it.
Unfortunately, that means that the rock will be much more deadly.
Yeah, that is exactly what it means. So all of you, Ronaldo, Jelly, and Raz, are looking at Vil, who, is, at the far range of your vision, and so looks like an acorn essentially. And yeah, Vil, you are staring at this thing. What do you want to do?
Does it look like it has any points of vulnerability at the present moment?
Yeah, give me 2d6 plus your wisdom.
9.
What that means is that is going to be a +1 to any called shot you take. Its point of vulnerability is exactly what you tell me it is.
The eyeball.
That is how it goes.
I'm gonna try to shoot an arrow straight through its eyeball, right into its little bird brain.
All right.
I'm gonna help Phil out here with magic weapon to bless her weapon and give it 1d4 damage.
I
Ooh.
love it.
Hmm.
Raz, roll to cast that spell.
8.
Okay. So you're able to do it. I'm going to say that. Oh yes, this is perfect. Allow me to narrate. So Raz, you kind of steady yourself and kind of breathe in and bring your arms out, and you call on Enteresh to bless Vil's weapon and make sure her shot rings true. And you kind of call out to Enteresh, and Enteresh makes it so. And Vil, you feel the bow in your hand kind of vibrate with energy, and you look and you see Raz all the hundreds of feet away, kind of concentrating. The way it manifests is the shrine itself kind of shakes and stirs, and this thin little wisp of blue energy kind of arcs from it and hits your bow. It's as if Enteresh hit that shrine with a tuning fork.
Freaky.
Yeah, the rock kind of looks not at you, Vil, but all the way down the mountain at Raz, and extends its wings and prepares to take off.
Uh-oh.
So, Vil,
Ooh.
I'm gonna
take
call my
your
shot
shot
right now.
All right, cold shot to the eye.
To the eyeball. And I get a +1 to this?
You get a +1 to this.
Alrighty. Mm-hmm. 8.
All right. So the cold shot to the eye, partial success, means that the rock is partially blinded, but does not take any damage. One more shot, and that rock will be blinded. However, on the partial success, you aim the shot and you line it up, and kind of the arrow forms in your hand as you draw back the bow, and you loose it, and it hits the rock in the eye just as it takes off and starts soaring down at Raz, who is holding his concentration. Raz, this thing is banking down the mountain at impossible speed. It's as if you are watching a winged boulder avalanche its way down the mountain.
Oh.
And Ronaldo and Jelly, you realize it's happening, but it's moving so fast that you all can't even get out of the way. This rock, Raz, slams into you and throws you to the ground. You take 7 damage, and it starts banking to dive at you all again. Okay, you are battling a giant winged rock. Who has any ideas about what to do next?
Game Master, is there a way for me to recall some of that latent, very loud yelling that I was doing before? Or like channel it the same way? Is there any ability I could use? Because I feel like it'd be real useful. And if the answer is no, I'm gonna be sad, and we'll.
I would say that if you wanted, I'll put it to you this way: I'll let you use the sick burn spell at a -1.
Done.
Okay.
Hey, bird brain! Got your eye, idiot!
All right.
Oh.
That is a 10.
Okay.
9. Wait, but that's plus my charisma?
Plus your charisma.
So 10 even.
All right. So here's what has happened, and it is remarkable to all of you that this always seems to work. Ronaldo has, by use of his bardic power, channeled the ability to essentially magically insult people in a way where they don't even need to speak his language, but they are so compelled to do something when addressed in so vicious a tone that here's how this is going to work. Ronaldo, everyone that's not you is going to get +1 on any attack or any roll they make against this rock.
Excellent.
The problem is every partial success will result in it doing damage to you.
Always with the partial successes.
Yeah. So, Vil, you see, you're up there and you're kind of tracking it and you're seeing on some of its sweeps it might get close enough for you to shoot again. But you realize its flight pattern, because you are very, very good at this, its flight pattern is starting to get very, very static and predictable. Essentially because no matter what else is going on in the world, it's going to try to kill Ronaldo. So,
Ronaldo! It's going to try to kill you.
I know, thank you. Please make sure that doesn't happen. You're doing a good job. Nice shot in its eye.
Oh. That's nice of Ronaldo to say.
Jelly, you haven't gone yet. Any
Yes.
ideas?
Yes. So now that we have this kind of static flight pattern and it's got it out for Ronaldo, I'd like to use Ronaldo as bait to bait it into a trap that I'd like to build for it using trees and a stretch of rope to create sort of like a web.
I love it. So you're going to try to trap this thing in a giant tree web. So roll 2d6 plus your dexterity. And you also get a +1 because Ronaldo is essentially standing out in the open screaming at the bird, and the bird is not suffering it at all.
Okay, I got 8 + 1, 9.
Awesome. So, Ronaldo, it does. Let's narrate it out here. So, Jelly, you're this whole time you're starting to throw ropes over tree branches and kind of counterweighting everything, and then you have this lead rope, and you're pretty much waiting, and you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure I could catch this thing, and then you realize that you do the math, and you're like, oh wait, no. The only way this works is if it's actually on Ronaldo when I pull this rope. And so the rock kind of dives between two trees, and Ronaldo, it sinks its claws into your shoulder for 7 damage, and kind of slides you across the ground.
Was I still at
7?
half health?
You were at half health, yeah.
Cool, I'm at all right.
7?
Don't make a half success again, please.
7 damage. So Ronaldo, you are thrown to the ground, bleeding from your shoulders, but this rock is now caught in a net.
Oh boy.
And I think we're back at the top again. Vil?
Well, I am going to step back into the tree and step out onto a branch up in a closer tree to the action. And I have to be honest, Ronaldo just gave me a compliment for the first time. I believe what he said was nice shot. And I didn't think I'd care for it, but it wasn't bad. I'm feeling pretty inspired by how impressed Ronaldo seems to be with me. So I'm going to try to shoot the other eye out.
That sounds pretty good. So we're actually going to load you up with some bonus dice. So +1 since this thing is targeting Ronaldo, another +1 since Jelly has it caught in a net, and a third +1 because at this point you don't want to let down Ronaldo, who finally issued you a good compliment.
That's 3 in total. 1 + 1 + 1.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my dexterity.
Plus your dexterity.
Wonderful.
Call shout to the eye. Tell me what you get.
To the eye. Yes, that is going to be an 11.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
So let's do your damage, and keep in mind you're also adding +4 because this weapon is still magical.
+4, a D8 plus a D4, or A D8 plus 4.
A D8 plus a D4.
Yes. Brilliant. Wonderful. Fantastic. 10 points of damage.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So all of this happens very, very fast. Jelly kind of Raz is screaming. The rock is barreling towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo knows he's going to take the hit. He braces for it. He flies backwards. Jelly pulls the net. The rock catches and starts screeching. Raz, you get back to your feet and pour magical energy into the bow just as Vil steps through a tree, lines up a shot, and hits the rock in its other eye. The rock screams and tilts backward and slams into the ground.
Eggs for dinner, boys?
Yeah. Yes.
Interestingly enough, the way to honor Razadek the Hunter is to go to his shrine and eat the fruits of the land there.
Yes.
And so you cook up eggs and, have it with herbs that Vil has plucked from the forest and drink it down with coffee from Ronaldo's pot as Jelly shares stories and Raz blesses a meal. And it all feels really nice. The camaraderie and the bond and the joy of adventuring kind of returns to your bones, even though you're still just as tired as you were.
I've lost a lot of blood.
Oh, Ronaldo, I'm so sorry. I take out some river salve for Ronaldo, and I'll start to put it on the claw marks that have just.
Oh, this one stings. Oh, this one stings and smells like vinegar. I think this is just vinegar. I'm pretty sure. Oh.
I don't know if the salve is doing anything, but while it's going on, I'm casting Cure Moderate Wounds just in case.
Thank goodness.
Well, let's just say it hits. Just roll to see how much health you restore.
We know that it's doing something because it's stinging Ronaldo terribly.
Actually, I don't. What health restore?
2d8. You do 2d8 worth of. Okay,
you got 5 back.
So let's say it's 6 because those claw marks definitely won't get infected.
Back to one less than I was a while ago.
They won't get infected because they've got river salve all just right in there.
Yeah. There are at least half a dozen different things fermenting in there right now, which is keeping it nice and clean.
I think I need a new coat. This is full of holes.
So all of you are in the shrine and eating and drinking and chatting. At the Elkcrest farmhouse, in that moment, the statue, still half buried in the loamy soil, starts to kind of vibrate a bit, rumble a bit. And that sickly purple light that was kind of oozing from it stops, and instead of it kind of belching out this purple smoky energy, it's as if that energy starts kind of creeping back in, as if it was being kind of sucked back into the statue. And as it is, tiny bits of it, the little chunks of it that were knocked loose, start kind of rolling across the fields and popping up out of the soil and kind of setting themselves back up in the statue. And after some time, as you are all miles away laughing and singing songs and sharing tales, the statue itself heals itself and pulls itself up out of the mud and stands itself back up.
Wow.
That would have been really cool to see.
Well, there's no way of knowing how good of a shot Razadek really was, but
Mm.
he did leave a few gifts behind.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The trip back to the Elkcrest farmhouse is far more enjoyable than it was as you were going away. You're all in much better spirits.
Yeah, everybody seems to be in a much better mood.
Yeah.
My book wasn't stolen. I guess I misplaced it. I didn't know where it went.
Oh, yeah. And I figured out that there wasn't a structured bathroom time, so I just go to the bathroom whenever I have to go.
That's the way we do it, Jelly. And I'm in a good mood because I continue to get everybody up just before sunrise to begin each day.
Yeah, the schedule didn't change. It's just somehow more palatable now.
Wow.
And you make it back to the Elkcrest farmhouse, and the statue is the roof is still collapsed in, the wall is still smashed down, but the statue is gone, and you're all standing there, kind of wondering where it is. In point of fact, it is slowly working its way through the town.
Whoa.
Because Dolly, the 20-foot tall siege golem, is slowly lumbering it back into position. Wilma catches you just as you arrive and tells you as much, that a enormous siege golem that is being commanded by a chipmunk that was sitting on its shoulder came here and removed the statue, spent a good half hour introducing herself to everyone, and then leaving.
Sounds like Dolly.
So there is really kind of one bit that's left to do. You found the pieces, you put the statue back. By extension, you've restored the spirit of this place. So really, the final thing is to clean this place up as best you can and have a party inside. So what do each of you want to do to contribute to a party in what will very soon be a construction site?
Oh, I'm going to buy the most luxurious but yet affordable amount of mead we can get for such party, and distribute some to the cleanup crew as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be sewing party hats for everybody. A little keepsake for the party that they can take home as well.
Wow. Yeah, and I'm gonna decorate the party to really heighten the celebratory atmosphere with all the little doodads that I've stolen across my career that I have in my pockets. I have little baubles, little gems and jewels. I'll hang them from little strings, so it'll be a beautiful display. And let's say someone says like, "Hey, that's where my my family heirloom ring went." They can take it. And so it's like a fun potential reunion between people and their objects.
Yes, and Ronaldo told me that everybody else apparently was going to be too busy, so he assigned me the job of inviting people to the party, which means that I get to speak to a lot of people that I know and don't know, to tell them to come to a social occasion.
I just feel like everyone respects you and thinks you're very strong, and I feel like they would want to come hang out with you.
You have such great stories to tell. So many
good stories.
Yes, a lot of people seemed too afraid to say no, except for Gregory, of course, who used some words that I won't repeat to all of you, but they were not polite. But luckily, Ronaldo gave me a speech to say exactly. So I've been walking up to everybody and saying, "Good afternoon. You are cordially invited to the Elkcrest farmhouse for a night of merriment."
Very good.
Please?
Very good.
And that is surprisingly effective. We kind of see all of this in a bit of a montage of kind of Ronaldo buying out various, mead halls of their like second least expensive meads and kind of rolling them out. And Raz is kind of sewing party hats and taking the occasional break to like heal one of the hunters that's coming by as you put the hat on his head. Jelly, you are putting up decorations. Vil is, like knocking on doors from like a big list of addresses. Some of the, like at least once the door was the only thing standing in the building because it was one of the ones that was destroyed, but someone still opens it and kind of nods along. And after, several hours of preparation, not just the people you invited arrive, Vil, but, in the midst of all the devastation in Tower Town, far more people end up putting aside their own work for a moment and arriving at the Elkcrest farmhouse. And they're not coming empty-handed. People are bringing food, lots and lots of food. And then you realize that a couple of the stonemasons are coming by with wagons laden with paving stones and tools, and painters are coming by with paint, and a couple of mages from the arcane tower that specialize in build magic show up and just quietly, as people are handing them plates of food, just start building a ritual circle, an enormous ritual circle around the Elkcrest farmhouse. And by the end of a 12-hour running party / fundraiser / all-night drink-a-thon / giant magical ritual, by the very end of the night, really frankly, the dawn of the next day, all of the mages and all of you as well realize you're kind of standing in this big circle, a couple of hundred people around, all holding hands, repeating the words that the mages told you to say. And eventually the roof starts to rise out of the ruins, and the wall that toppled starts rebuilding itself. And just as it is, masons and carpenters are coming in and shoring it. And it's really people from every part of Tower Town take a whole day in the midst of everything else to rebuild this place. And Wilma, the caretaker, just so happens to be in the midst of all of you as this is happening, chanting along with all of you. And you see her, just smiling with tired eyes at all of this. And eventually the roof kind of settles on this wall that's been rebuilt. And Wilma kind of steps forward and looks at all of you. I don't know how many times you're going to save this place.
Hopefully, only a few more.
I think it looks better than it ever has, Wilma. Do you think your father would be pleased with it?
I'd like to think so. Not for the building, frankly, but for the fact that there are so many people here, important people, willing to defend it and rebuild it.
That was always his favorite part.
Well, it's nothing like a party if you want to raise the roof.
Wilma laughs. Well,
Jelly, was that a joke?
I can't remember. I'm so tired.
Me too.
Wilma brings you all inside as kind of everyone else dissipates, and offers the entire hayloft above to all of you, and you all sleep straight through the day and through the night and through the next morning.
Except for me, I wake up just before sunrise.
Which means that when Ronaldo, Jelly, and Raz wake up a few hours later, they see Vil already put to work on the very last task, the repainting of the mural.
It
So
looks
we will,
terrible.
and we're gonna end it right there. So, congratulations, everybody!
Yay!
The Elf farmhouse has been restored.
We fixed it, kinda.
We've fixed it.
It's fixed.
Uh,
Yeah,
everybody.
that is good stuff. Fought a giant thing. Learned a little bit about friendship.
Almost
Did
died
some-
again.
Yeah, Ronaldo is staring into the face of his own doom quite a bit these days.
Were you back at one single hit point again?
Yeah, I was at one.
Oh, wow.
I was 8 and I got hit for 7. So I was like,
Ronaldo pushing his chips in lately.
I have been.
Mhm.
I've really been hovering around that one hit point left zone a lot these past few episodes.
That's where I'm most powerful.
Yeah, everything just has a little bit more tang to it when you only have one hit point left. But speaking of tang, thank you, audience, for being your wonderful, flavorful selves as always. We are thrilled for all of you to join us either right here in the chat in twitch.tv/2MB Studios every Saturday at 8, or on YouTube watching it after the fact, or on our podcast, wherever you find our podcasts. However you are consuming Knights of Prospect, we certainly are glad you are. For those of you who want to watch it live, I strongly recommend you continue to do so on twitch.tv/2MB Studios. And if you like watching your comedy on twitch.tv, we strongly recommend being super tangful and subscribing to 2MB Studios, as well as following us. Following us on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever else you can follow anybody. If you are also a big fan of learning things, not just about adventuring, but about personal finance and career advice and various other wonderful topics, we recommend going to 3weeks.courses. They are a wonderful organization we are pleased to partner with. They offer a tremendous curriculum of awesome classes meant for the lifelong learner that wants to spend 3 weeks learning a new skill or maybe just something about themselves. One class I strongly recommend is Improv in Role-Playing. It's how you can create adventures just like this one. And also, when you sign up, say that you heard about it from here at 2MB Studios, and we would really appreciate it. Also, be sure to follow Knights of Prospect on Facebook and on YouTube as well. That is it for plugs, everybody. Thank you for joining us as always, and have a great night.